Alright. What the heck is going on, everybody? It's a best of 3 quarterfinals here of the PiGosaur Weekly number 71. We've got Solar in the top left side of the bracket. BYUN in the bottom right, going for a command center first. Of course, BYUN representing Shopify Rebellion, Solar representing his awesome self. This is going to be a fantastic game on a Mothership, I do hope. Now, for those who don't know, we had a few weeks. There was 1 week, I think opening week of PigFest. There were so many players occupied with PigFest, and the PiGosaur Weekly didn't have the best turnout, so the games were okay. Good chance, excuse me, burping into my microphone, a good chance for some of the lesser known players, the players who aren't necessarily right at the top to have a bit more of a chance to get in that top 4. Last week, it was actually one of the kind of crappiest PiGosaurs we'd had in a while during PigFest playoffs. And I was like, what the heck, man? And it's Hero's fault. Hero absolutely destroyed BYUN and Clem in the semis in the most one-sided matchups ever. We didn't have a crazy number of overall signups as well. So it was one of the most speedrun tournaments we've had. So I've seen today the signups are much better. The fact that these two are playing in the round of 8 already tells you that the signups for this weekly cup have been fantastic. And one of them will be going home at the end of this best of 3. Hiding his drone over there, of course. Solar does not know this is command center first. So he's gone 4 Zerglings and Ling Speed, which is an incredibly safe opening and unnecessary. If he actually knew what was going on, of course, on the Terran side, which is 2 Marines into a reactor over there. He'll wall off with the 2 depots on this side. The reason you do this wall off is the reactor is protected in the back. If they bane bust or anything, they'll only get the depots. Whereas if you build the barracks here, have the reactor part of the wall, like the normie way of doing it, which I still do to this day, losing 2 depots and a reactor to a potential bane bust or some Ravager Bile stacking up on them can be a little frustrating. It's really funny when you go CC first, your depot timings are weird. 31 depot just feels so odd to me. That's what happens when your command center is finished before your second depot even goes down. Solar, of course, is going to go for a massive Zergling flood. Wow. And Hellions are only building 1 at a time. BYUN doesn't even know where Solar spawned. Oh, me, oh my. The factory not swapping to the reactor makes this really scary for BYUN. Solar is just looking for a cheeky victory here. 22 Zerglings looking for massive damage. Oh, those 2 Zerglings get spotted. Was that suspicious? He's got 4 Marines and a Hellion on the high ground. I think as long as he keeps the Marines on the high ground, he doesn't get all of his Hellions surrounded, he could be okay, but here we go. BYUN needs to react quickly. He needs to react really quickly. He's got to pull everything to the high ground. Getting his Hellion out of position, a huge mistake for BYUN. 2 Marines pop on the outside. Both Hellions are going to go down very early. That is a huge mistake. That being said, he's got another Hellion, a medevac coming out. And I think with the Marines and the Hellion, he can maybe protect these depots. Medevac with its stutter step looking pretty good. Medevac healing's really nice. Loses the Hellion, but you know what? He shuts it down pretty quickly. 3rd command center goes down. Doesn't lose a crazy amount of workers, and he's going to go hunting overlords now. That's actually quite a decent hold, isn't it? Remember, you need positive trading with this, because you're committed to so many Zerglings. If you don't positively trade or at least deny a massive amount of mining time, it's going to end up rather haphazard. And you've got double Marine production. That's what made that quite good. The Hellions weren't as important a part of that hold. So even though they didn't do well, the Marines did. Double eBay goes up in the natural on 3 commands, and his second barracks goes down only after the double eBay. Very Maru-coded is BYUN's build order. Maru-coded. Is that really a term I'm going to start using? I don't think so, guys. Wasn't planning to try that, but we try to commentate in a way that's somewhat novel. We try out different words, often on a subconscious level, and then I often go, ugh, yucky. By the way, isn't this guy meant to be like 3D printing Colossus here or something? That guy's just sitting there. I know down here there's one 3D printing a Colossus, but you can only see it when you're in vision of it. Liberator goes down the left side. Not the best map for a Liberator. Sporecrawler will hard counter this. Oh, get out, BYUN. Oh, BYUN losing 3 or 4 Marines there. Lib comes in, takes a few hits as well. This feels really well played by our Korean Zerg. Sorry, guys, we're just going to very quickly check our music because I feel like it's not playing. But it's just a stupid track that basically just goes really quiet. These Heart of the Swarm tracks, they've got some moments in them that are great, but it'll be like a 9-minute song where 2 minutes are just like dum 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 bum bum You could like barely friggin' hear it in the background. It's like one-fifth of the volume of the rest of the track, and you're like, can we not have 2 minutes of dead air? So I always think, uh-oh, the music's not on. Anyway, if you guys are watching on YouTube after, sorry, we actually layer music on separately for you guys, so you guys are going to be hearing completely different tracks. You're going to be confused about why I did that. Good job, Pig. Very professional. Melee upgrades coming in. Solar has forgotten his carapace for now, but the Queen does push this Liberator away. Let me just quickly fix that. There we go. All good. 4th hatchery's there as well. 1-1 upgrades are on the way for Zerg, but 1-1's already almost finished Fort BYUN, of course. The barracks are delayed, though, like I said. What? Stims done. Shields only now started. He's going to go for a bit of Marine tank push. Solar not playing the Hydra build. For a few weeks, he was having massive success with that, but Clem has been putting it in the dirt, so maybe he's moving away from it. Oh, yeah, they build Phoenix here as well. Look at that. Do you see that? He just finished building a Phoenix. So the mothership, man, it's 3D printing Phoenix and Colossus. Heck yeah. Marine tank coming forward. Queens don't see it. Oh, that's so bad of a start for Solar. But the tank will die instantly. You got to just pick up and leave BYUN. Oh, he actually gets his Marines away for a bit more stutter step. Well done. Gets a bunch more Zerglings for his trouble there. And he's going to drop the scan to try and take down the creep tumors. Gets a queen. Is that 5? 4 queens go down in total. Very nicely done there by BYUN, whose 2-2 has now begun. And he's got 5 barracks producing, 4 with reactors. Shields is almost finished. Still got a lib in the back, which you can always kind of come around. I think this angle from the high ground's the best spot because Solar doesn't have an overlord there. So if the lib comes in, obviously you'll see it flying there, but he doesn't actually have vision of the ledge. You'd have to move a spore crawler over very quickly. Have a bit less time to notice what's going on. I like the way Solar's expanding both sides at once, I think is the best way to play this map. But BYUN's got the edge now. Gets a hatchery cancel here. Can't really defend both sides at once. And Solar's whole army goes south. Doesn't have many Banelings out right now. 12 Banes. Marines find themselves not only some Zerglings, but some other stuff as well. The Liberator did just get F2'd by the looks of it, guys. And this medevac derping around a little bit. Got to be cleaner on that army. But Solar did pull his whole army out of position. This has been one of Solar's biggest weaknesses in this matchup. Pulling his whole army in the mid-game when the Terran's clearly split to both sides, and he does it again. Oh, that's a big mistake. I've mentioned this is Solar's one big weakness. Is early mid-game, he just clumps his army a bit too much. And don't get me wrong, you can't always have your army perfectly split and have enough to fully defend both sides, but that's a very frustrating turn there. He has to go Infestation Pit, rebuild the Baneling Nest, and he's lost a fair bit of map control. But 4th base is mining very well. 81 drones, not bad. BYUN's 4th command center is about halfway done of his own, so BYUN's production is still very basic. He's got a 2nd factory now, so he's got double tech lab. He does love his double tech lab factory these days. I think BYUN should get pushing. He's got a great angle to deny this from the ledge. Let's drop up here. These guys need to find somewhere to land and heal. These Marines are quite damaged in these medevacs. Kind of waiting to drop with them, but that means they'll come in very wounded. Solar's Hive has only just started. Making a few more Banes now that the Baneling Nest is rebuilt. He's stuck on 4 bases. He's got good creep in the middle. BYUN's got 3 more barracks coming down now as well. Double tank production's been not too consistent. Only 5 tanks built so far. And BYUN needs to keep that tank production up to really add depth to his style. Not the best drop there. Does just fly into a spore and die. There's a drop up top. The Marines hold this position. Nicely done. And gets about 4 or 5 workers before having to pick up and fly away. Full medevac gets shot down. Nice catch there for Solar. Oh, bad Evo placement. You never want your Evos on your natural on this map because there's a good chance your natural's very exposed. But Hydra's trying to defend this and they might just barely hold on. The Banelings not able to connect. The siege tanks do go down if BYUN clicks that Evo. Oh, he gets it. Denying +2 melee at about 90% complete. These Marines pushing now is going too deep though. BYUN needs to pull back, ease off the Kiri there. It's going to push in the middle with some Marine tank. These tanks, I don't like the tanks being so isolated though, and he's going to redrop on this side, but only with 1 Marine. And he'll be lucky to get 1 drone. Doesn't even get that. Of course, the medevac will be in the red hit points and basically effectively dismissed from this game. 4th command center on the right side is up as a planetary, but BYUN's bled out a lot of units, and he's only lost 3 tanks, and yet he's only got 4. That tells us this double factory is just idling the vast majority of the time. What's happening is when BYUN goes through a production cycle, he's getting his SCVs, his depots, his upgrades, and then he queues up the Marines and the medevacs, but he just never has the money left over for the siege tanks, is what I would imagine. So he might not even be aware of it. Often you tap through your keys, you don't realize the last units you try to queue up are the ones that get the short end of the straw there if you're not actively monitoring it. Concussive 3-3 Marauder getting added in. Solar's still just stuck on 4 base forever. So he's not going to have the rich abundance of Zerg, and he has traded pretty badly. So I think BYUN's got Solar relatively contained, and it's all going to be about what Solar can do now with 2 Vipers, 6 Lurkers, Seismic Spines coming in. Lacquer +2 melee, not too bad really. Comes down here, good pickup, beautiful. Few long distance drones get caught here as well. These Lurkers shuffling backwards. Might need some support for those Lurkers. You don't want to leave those out. Smalling run by on the 3rd. BYUN will easily defend. He's still got a Sergeant Chadhammer in the high ground. She's not had a lot to do this game. +2 vehicle weapons on the way for BYUN. BYUN would like the game to end sooner rather than later. He's not as confident in the later stages. Oh, he sieges in range. Crazy choice to attack into this. But the Lurkers were unsupported, so he will take out 2 of those. 3 almost gets a 3rd, but definitely a bit of a YOLO. Marine drop goes past into the main base. Hydra's quick to respond there. BYUN's down here as well, though, denying this one. Drop in the main does fall. Queen doing a great job along with those Hydras of tanking it out. And Marauders should be able to clear this. Up north, though. Oh, the Vipers go a bit deep. One of them goes down. One of them barely survives in the red. Siege tanks, though, not able to get anything done. Lurkers moving over. Solar stuck on 4 base. BYUN only now starting his 5th and 6th, though. It's equal base count, but you got to realize that BYUN's very fragile when he controls these big armies. BYUN is a shove, catch you out of position, get big damage guy. He's not a solid defense guy. He's not a solid macro guy, and he's leaving himself wide open for the dark-style counterattack. +2 melee is about to kick in. Oh, the Lurkers will distract long enough to save it. BYUN picks up, goes deeper, but he's undefended in the natural, and that is a disaster. Couple tanks caught out. He's got a still Chathammer on the high ground, but I think his natural's going to get busted. Lurkers are here. The bio in the main will reposition. These guys are going to come in from this side. Both sides are about to take critical losses. BYUN needs to hide in the high ground. There's a blinding cloud on the siege tank, the Chadhammer siege tank, but he's got 2 tanks on the high ground, and over time, those plus the Marine Marauder rally will push Solar back. Solar has to pull away. The bio on the low ground takes out another Lurker. He's got a single Marine on this side. +2 melee did finish earlier. These Marines are doing a lot of damage. Both sides getting crippled. His command center trying to get mass repaired. It's going to survive. He doesn't have enough to take it out. Solar, a bunch of his Hydras and Lings are actually going to derp in and die to this repairing planetary, assuming BYUN keeps repairing it, which BYUN's forgot to because he's hunting down the drones in the middle of the map. The planetary goes down due to a lack of repair. That is unfortunate. He had plenty of money. Marines, though, tearing up the Overlord rally. So many Overlords go down. Solar is getting epically supply blocked. His command center is still floating. BYUN still has a floating command center there as well. He wants to just counter shove and go, go, go. He's still got 2 tanks down here. If he can deny this 5th base, that would be effective. He's got a few Marines, but there's plenty of Zerglings to eliminate that position. BYUN's still up in army supply, but he's got to gather his whole force, and I think he wants to fight, because right now, he knows Solar does have a few hatcheries he could be mining from. Then again, BYUN's got command centers he can land up as well, right? He's lost... Oh, did the Hydras kill the floating command center here? I think they did. Because all he's got is 2 CCs, 3 orbitals. Oh, here's the command centers in the back. He's going to turn those into orbitals. Give him some extra mules to get back in this. I mean, I say get back in this. He's got the scarier army right now with 3-3 against 2-1-2. I think a drop is a great idea. Pull Solar around, and if he can push this middle base, Solar is in huge doo-doo. But right now, Solar, the threat, the Ling run by into a wide-open natural could be really effective. Adrenal Glands has been made as well. Drop goes into the natural. BYUN has been walking into these Spore Crawlers a fair bit in this game. Gonna pull away. Good micro. Only loses 1 Marine so far. BYUN, is he giving Solar a bit too much time to rebuild? I think he might. Solar's got this base coming up north. Solar's got plenty of gas in the bank, so it's all about minerals for him right now on 59 workers. BYUN's rebuilding SCVs, and he's going to need to try and get that 4th out. Right side does get spotted. He's got plenty of time to respond there. Love to see BYUN to send a triple drop to go around that right side, clear up these Lings, push them away, and then kind of loop in from the north. But that would mean not doing a frontal push at the same time, and he seems like he really wants to do a frontal push. He's really not left any bio to push those Lings away. He's just going to have to use his rally at his natural to defend that. Tanks are pushing forward. There are 4 Vipers. Oh no, BYUN has 9 siege tanks. There's 4 Vipers. If Solar, like, just abducts all of those siege tanks. Oh, wait. If Solar blinding clouds all of those siege tanks... I literally forgot for a second, and then I was like saying it. I was like, can't abduct siege tanks anymore when they're sieged up, unfortunately. So Solar, if he goes for an engagement, he's got a blinding cloud and flank the army from 2 sides. For those who don't know, you can no longer abduct tanks once they're in siege mode. Good power bomb. He's got so much energy, man. He could abduct. He could abduct tanks now because they were unsieged. Lurker Viper. I mean, the Lurker Viper is good at standing off here, but... Oh, he gets caught out. BYUN continuing to fight. Gets two Lurkers. Very nice. Slick micro. Rest of the Hydra Ling Bane comes down, though. You could even abduct Marauders at this point. SCVs keep going out there to long-distance mine. How can you sleep while the barracks are burning, mate? BYUN's going to lose 2 barracks in his natural... BYUN's in chaos. I mean, you could tell... Oh, the Lurkers get caught. Solar drops the question mark. Oh my god. The best friends are insulting each other as they play, as per usual. BYUN and Solar very commonly smack talk while they're playing. Blinding clouds all over each other. Lingbane Hydra Lurker comes in. BYUN catches the Lurkers. Solar drops the question mark and then answers with mass blinding cloud destruction. GG, well played. Hot diddly, man. Let's go back and check that moment where he caught those Lurkers, eh? I think Solar thought he didn't see them burrow. I don't think Solar realized that he saw it. I think Solar might have even been on hold fire there because they didn't shoot when they should have. So that was a huge screw up, but the Vipers, so good against these tanks, eh? Yeah. Those tanks just get ravaged. Too much Zerg on the dance floor. I really wonder if BYUN was able to counter-push this base immediately. Could he have done it? This was a really close game one. All right, guys. Solar in the top left side of the map. BYUN on the right side, it's Ruby Rock, and it's a 2-Rax Reaper opening, baby. BYUN says, I like it when I'm in your face, dictating what you can do. We were just discussing... Someone was saying jokingly, if you neural a ghost, why don't you just snipe the siege tanks? And I was saying, well, no, you got to EMP them because that'll make them break down, right? And then I was going, wait, is that actually how an EMP works? Like, if an EMP goes off in your city, do all the cars stop driving? Like, and they just don't work anymore? Or like, how's that? Well, you can just like start them up again. Do old cars just keep running? Nothing changes? And we're having this really interesting discussion about it now. So you guys let me know any info you have about that. But these days, a lot of cars have a computer that kind of runs everything, and that would die from an EMP, which is what would stop the car from functioning. Yeah. Reaper's getting some decent damage in terms of hit points, but only 1 actual Zergling. He's going to go for that 3rd hatchery now with 4 Reapers. Okay, so it's not a 5 Reaper commitment, it's just 3. Not fully committing to the 30. He was just letting his Reapers heal. He wants to hit these Queens, but they've been dodging grenades like mad. Good focus fire for Solar. Oh, don't go off creep, though. That was dangerous. BYUN, luckily for him, was looking at home to throw down his buildings. 3rd command center. Factory's on the way. You can see as he hits the supply block on 31, command center finishes, pops him out of that supply block. Very nice play here. But Ling Speed's about to be here, so BYUN is going to have to go home soon. Oh, he wants the Queen. He does take care of her, but he decides to... Oh, okay, he's going to get 2 Queens. He sees the Ling Speed and he realizes he's done for, so he's like, well, I might as well grab some drones before I go. Gets 3 drones and a spike grenade. 3 drones, 2 Queens. Is that enough damage, guys? The man has literally nothing that fights right now. And he's going to go factory into double eBay. This is so interesting. Okay. What is actually an EMP? It's an electromagnetic PP, says chat. Electromagnetic pulse. So what it does is it sets off like a big pulse that's both electro and magnetic. And what it does is it messes with electronics using the power of magnets. That's a scientific description. For those who don't know, you have to be very educated on like STEM topics, engineering, physics, and science and reality to become a StarCraft commentator / pro gamer. So if you guys ever want understanding on how like nuclear power plants, EMPs, how electricity works, cough, it's magic. You guys can just ask me anytime, and it's just part of the service we provide as a StarCraft streamer, trying to share our greater knowledge of the universe with all of you lesser caste of humans that are on the watching end of the stream, who definitely have much worse lower tier life skills than me. I mean, I'm just saying, you know, like, we ever have any sort of like really serious semi-apocalypse type zombie situation, like, people will need my skills, not yours, guys. I'm a valued member of society. Thank you very much. Armory's coming in, as well as the Starfort, 4th gas there. The Overlord survived. It's just 3 Hellions having a bit of a poke around. Solar looks like he's pretty comfortable here. I think he's macroed out of this nicely. I would love to see a single Evo chamber down. Like, he's got the 2nd gas going, so I'd really love to see that carapace, but he's just going to go double now. This time around, I think that's a much safer Evo chamber positioning. Nuclear power plants just boil water. That's actually true, man. Isn't that the craziest thing, man? It's so funny. Like, I remember like thinking like modern power plants must be so fascinating. You're like, well, we have found many different ways of making a steam turbine turn more efficiently since 250 years ago, the first time we figured out we could turn a steam turbine that would make electricity. My timeline might be a little bit off, but I was like, really? We still just turn a friggin' steam turbine? Oh, okay. We just have different, more efficient ways of, okay. Kind of cool, man. Kind of cool. +1 vehicle weapons is on the way. 2 more barracks coming in. It's going to make it 5 barracks. 2. Oh, he starts +2 armor. Dude, I can't get over the fact that BYUN fixed that habit and then like immediately reverted a few months later. It's such a funny habit. Nice snipes, man. Solar doesn't want to get focused down here, but BYUN... Oh, he split his units! Derpy micro for BYUN there. Bad miscontrol, man. He should have saved all the Marines and just traded the Hellbats. He's going to dive in the main, but that's way too risky. He needs to leave, I think. Oh, does he, though? Does he, though? That Hellbat tanking the Marines in the choke point? And then... Oh, he loads into the healthy medevac as well. He'll lose the other one, but that's okay. Pretty good trade. Not bad, not bad. Better than 2-1. Got a few queens as well at the start. 5 queens again. Solar's got to clean up his early game and stop losing so many queens. That gives BYUN so much momentum. That being said, I'd love to see BYUN just commit to an 8 racks. I think... I know no one does it anymore, but if there was a map for it, surely it would be this map, right, guys? I'd love to see people push through towards this base with an 8 racks build. And also, like, cut south with it pretty quickly. So if the Zerg gives it up, you can cut off the other base as well. Because I feel like you can have tanks like here, here, here. And then you can branch forward in either direction and kind of get towards this angle. You put a tank on that high ground. I don't know. Maybe I'm incorrect in that. I still feel like 8 racks should be good on this map, but no one really does it anymore. And whilst it's definitely weaker this patch, the fact that we never see 8 racks anymore, I think is an overcorrection to the 5 Baneling extra hit points they get with Bane speed. That happened in the last batch. Ooh, his scan barely misses the creep chim, which is a bit unfortunate. You see the hatchery cancel, the drone goes to hide. Solar's got 3 Hydras out, 4 more coming. 1-1's done, so it's equal upgrades right now. BYUN committing this hard is kind of crazy, because I really felt like BYUN's strength here would lie with 2-2 finishing 20 seconds from now. And that's where you'd go for a big push, but he's kind of like rushing his upgrades, but then not forcing the fight when his upgrades are finished. He's forcing it before. That's why you want to just trade the tanks and get out of there. Just the right call. He'll lose his siege tanks and tries to re-drop immediately, which is so dangerous. Ooh, he gets a hatchery kill. No cancel up north. Well played, BYUN. He does pick these Marines back up. He's keeping Solar once again very contained on 4 base. Ooh, he accidentally re-drops. He didn't think the Lings were going to follow him. That's a mistake. 5 Marines down for no good reason. But a new double drop arrives and says, oh yes, please place that hatchery. He lets him place it so he can kill it. You can tell BYUN was like, oh, let him put the hatchery down so we get the extra 275 minerals of value here. Realized Solar was not looking. Drop in the bottom left being a nuisance as well. The drops are doing really well. You know he's going to go in that main base. BYUN can't resist. There's no way BYUN resists going into that main base here. Oh, okay. He actually contains himself. Very rare. 3-3s on the way. 4th command center on that right side. 3 more tech labs do come in. That double command center transition as well. This time it is all off of 2 factories with reactor mixed in. So he's got Widow Mines to create some more problems for Solar. This drop hiding behind the minerals. Solar wisely is going to clear that up before throwing another hatchery into the meat grinder. Lurker, Den, and Hive. Both starting recently. Okay, 1 medevac will go down, but with only 1 marine inside, so it's not too bad. That's going to delay the Lurker down a little bit. Solar should be pretty quick to replace that, though, surely. Oh, but he's busy. He's busy, and he's only got a small section of army here, but BYUN shoves into the banelings on creep. Blunderous fight. Some people used blunderbusters back in the day, guys. Sort of very basic gun. Early gunpowder weapon. Big, just kind of do a really crappy shotgun blast of whatever. Since it was like a handheld mortar would probably be a way to describe it. Handheld shotgun piece of crap thing. But that was he blunderbust his own army basically. What BYUN's black powder just detonated in his own face, man. That was a little bit nasty. He's still got good momentum in terms of overall game state though. Hive's just finished. There's no Vipers here yet, and I think BYUN's got to get a move on. But Solar's creep spread in the middle is really like scaring him away from frontal pushes, and that might be a mistake for BYUN. I'd like to see BYUN push the pressure and just keep going. I'm blunderbusting right now, Pig. Nice. Hatchery in the bottom is going to take damage. Ooh, Spore Crawler, nice. Shot down at the drop in the back of the main. Back to 4 base for Solar. The question is, can you beat him on 4 base, BYUN? Libs are fantastic. We know Libs have been ruining Solar. That's something he's learnt from Clem. Clem did really well with him against those recently. Drop's going to go for the main. These Vipers could spell disaster. Of course, if Solar's not watching and you snipe them... Oh, he gets one! These Vipers, you got to babysit them. The drops are distracting. And he's going to get the Hive. You're kidding me. BYUN commits to the Hive snipe. Oh, that means there's only 1 Viper out for now. And Adrenal Glands did start. Thankfully, Adrenal had already started, so doesn't have Adrenal delayed by the 5 minutes. That could be an issue, man. This is crazy. This is a fun series, fun games. BYUN's really had trouble finishing recently, though. Like, he's been so good at making the games look hectic, even when he plays Serral, even when he plays Raynor. But I'm kind of really hoping he gets some of that confidence back, because it just feels like he's not quite able to finish games recently. Dude, Spawning Pool's a massive snipe. But BYUN's not watching. He's about to get busted. Can he defend? He's got a big section of bio. There's a lot of Banes coming in. The Widow Mines need big hits. Massive Widow Mine on the clumped Banelings. The bio trying to defend. There's no more tanks or libs behind us. The Blinding Cloud actually does pretty decently there for Solar, but BYUN's able to hold anyway. And that is what matters, because guess what, guys? He just killed the Spawning Pool just before Adrenal finished as well. Same time as all of that was happening, Solar taps out. Up here, let me show you guys what happened. So he did stim and A-move these, or even targeted most of them on the Spawning Pool. And got to like 3 seconds away, loses it. Can't even build new Zerglings. And this was just a good enough defense here for BYUN. This time, makes Solar desperate. And this time he blocks it. All right, guys. Solar in the bottom right side of the map. BYUN in the top left. It's going to be Winter Madness to decide this series. I wonder if... No, well, you know what's interesting is Serral started taking this as his normal third. But I think Solar's probably still going to go to the right. It's just we know that BYUN is the king of getting the Liberator in the back door on that 4th base. We'll see if he takes advantage of it. Notice he doesn't pull off minerals onto gas. Just saturates it steadily. Don't need to rush Ling speed that early. And no SCV scout for BYUN. He's not worried about an early pull from Solar. Solar's relatively predictable. Solar's a player you can usually assume he's going to have a relatively consistent range. Very defensive. Doesn't do a lot of Ling run buys. You know, once in a best of 3 or best of 5, you'll do something like that Ling flood in game 1. But beyond that, he's rarely in the mid game going to do any sort of counter attacks. It's just defend until Hive Tech, which is why extreme greed into YOLO aggression and kind of swarming over him is usually Maru's favorite way to beat Solar. Drone's going to go over there. Reaper's trying to dance around. We get that third hatchery started. Pretty good timing there for Solar. He's gone quick Ling speed as well. I'm a big fan of delaying Ling speed. Especially since BYUN, I feel like, doesn't often dive his first 2 Hellions. I do think if Solar was a bit greedier on his openings, he could actually get advantages against BYUN a lot more. But I think there's almost like a gentleman's agreement when these two are playing. Where Solar's like, I know I can take you down with my safer opening. But I think he often plays from a negative position. I think if Solar was a bit more brutal with how he adapted his playstyle against BYUN, I think the fact that he is so favored once they're in an even spot, 5 base versus 5 base, like Hive Tech style, I do think Solar could massively up his win rate in this matchup. Just because mechanically, I think he's a bit more solid than BYUN. BYUN has the wrists, has the struggle in the multitasking, and also has a bit more of a tunnel vision problem with how he plays, where he stares at one thing and really tries to just micro the heck out of it to win the game. And that usually goes okay when you're dictating how the game's going, the pace and everything, but there are situations where you suddenly have to react here, there, and everywhere, and I think Solar generally is just a little bit better at that kind of defensive on the back foot multitasking. This is a replay. Yeah, this is a replay. The live tournament we do every single week is a replay. It's not live. Thank you guys in the chat for saying yes and lying to the newcomers. Bad, Necromancer. Bad. Bad. Stop lying to the newbies in the chat. Don't lie to them. Yeah, it's the live tournament. We do this time every week, guys. It's open to everyone. But of course, we're into the quarterfinals now, which means we are watching pro gamers only at this point. Pretty rare we see a non-pro make it to the top 8. I was tunnel vision my macro and end up losing my whole army. Yeah, the trick there, Meal Solutions in the chat, is you want to focus on your army like 95% of your attention once you move on the map. Macro before that point, and then go, okay, I'm finished macroing for the game. My whole process of teaching people, bronze to GMs, coaching, everything else is focus hard on your macro, your build order for the first however many minutes, but then you have an attack planned before the game started, and once you're moving out with that attack, almost all of your attention, if not all of it, is on that army. And you are going to float money like a mother trucker, and that's okay. You're gonna use that army correctly, and you're gonna build muscle memory and experience and knowledge of how to use that army. Interesting to see BYUN do a Viking lib, guys. I feel like we see this so rarely now. Link count's pretty good, but they were a bit far back. One drone goes down. He's gonna surround a few Hellions, but actually the Hellions kind of a little bit elusive there. Pretty well done. Lib in the natural as well. Solar, 21 Zerglings, 4 drones. This is kind of rough, man. Drones are going to run away. Queen should move out of the way. So that means the Hellions are back. Oof. BYUN really getting a bit of a barbecue off, isn't he? 9 drones, not bad. Lib finally goes down. 9 drones, mining time. I think you want to keep these Hellions alive. I think BYUN should put it back in his pants now. Holster his bad boys and then join those Hellions up with the next pressure. He's got 3 barracks going down in the reactors. Medevac's already building. Stim's done. Combat shields would probably be a pretty good choice here, and we should be seeing in the near future second factory and then armory. He goes armory before second factory. I'd say it's a little bit of inefficiency. I think he's just a bit excited right now. It doesn't need the armory that early, but hopefully it at least starts 2-2 as quickly as possible just to make the most of that. You're doing a tight build. Usually you can get second factory without delaying the 2-2 at all, but Vikings only found 1 Overlord this game, guys. Hasn't got too much. The Hellions at the 30 just chilling. It's a very small Marine medevac pressure, guys. That's 9 Marines and 2 medevacs. He's going to rally a few more out. Remember that 3rd barracks was quite slow to get onto the reactor, which is why he's there. Three Hellbats, 10 Marines with these extra ones rallying in. Only 15 Zerglings and 8 Queens. Solar's been very greedy going to 77 drones. BYUN punishes him by getting 3 drone kills, but I don't think he can get any more than that. I think he's very wise to just run away here. Still a Viking on the left side. Could try to land that and focus a drone or 2 down, but obviously it'll die almost instantly afterwards. I think it's not bad to just leave it here. Keep Solar's vision kind of compressed in this corner so you can drop here later with very little warning. 4th command center goes down. Second factory finally starts on this 3rd base, but what a delay on that. Not to mention the supply block right now Does hurt BYUN a little bit. Baneling speed's only just started. Solar's got a good 1-1 timing, but as you can see, his Bane speed very delayed. Good stutter step there for BYUN. Gets himself a few extra kills, and now he's going to dive through the middle. Wants to limit this creep spread and put Solar kind of back in the naughty corner. It's another active tumor here, though. Can these Marines and Mines really cause that much? Oh, gosh. Crazy Marine micro, dude. The way BYUN uses his Marine Mine thrusts is actually so chaotic. Focuses down a Bane or two. He's going to pick up and go a bit deeper. Get it. The Marines... Okay, he's going to pull away. Marine's trying to shove on the right side as well. He's going to get himself a queen. But great transfuses. And you got to leave. Okay, he does save 8 Marines after popping a few queens, baiting all their transfuses. There's still 3 queens on this side, though. Solar's queen split is massive. And nice transfuses, man. BYUN just spent a lot of resources to take down a bunch of queens. He hasn't killed that much of the actual army yet, though. He needs to now follow through and say, okay, now I'm going to punish you for losing all that anti-air. The Marines get picked up at the last second. Beautiful two-sided engage for Solar. Redrop gets shot down by those queens. Solar's going to go back to injecting. He's got 7. What the hell? Has he only lost 2 queens? Dude, the transfuses have been splendid. Only 2 queens have gone down. Drilling claws is on the way. We've got 5 barracks up now. 8 barracks as he adds 3 more tech labs. Okay, so already into 8 barracks. Marine Marauder Mine. Solar has a 5th base. It's damaged. It's very easily snipeable. BYUN's going to set up a 3-prong. Double drop in the nat. I love the Spore Crawl. That Spore's so good. He never got a lib in the back, did he, man, of this 4th base? I really think players are slipping up, not going for that, man. Feels like all the Terrans have kind of forgotten that you can do that. Did Zergs bribe them, make them sign a contract? Agree not to abuse the spot back here where you can't reach the Liberator? I don't know. Double drop goes in behind the natural. These guys shoving up the rally like mad, lads. Oh, those 2 medevacs derping ahead of the army. What is this hot mess of an engage? BYUN loses a drop in the back. These guys derp in. These guys drop and get surrounded. I think it's a bit too bad for BYUN. Solar's on top of pretty much everything. The one in the main finally gets about 4 or 5 drones. Picks that up. There's still 1 Marine over here. Oh, this guy. Oh my god! It's Arnie from Commando. He's got like a minigun slung underneath each arm. He gets 5 drone kills. And he's on the high ground. He's still there blasting. He's like, bring it on, bitches! Finally does get ripped in half. Marine Marauder count's very low out here. BYUN needs to reinforce. He's got like 1,000 units at his rally point, but Solar on the warpath going to chase. I think Solar's going to run into this army. He's going to realize you can't break him. Planetary's very late. Marine Drop's still trying to dance around the back. Should be plenty of units to defend, but the 4th is a bit exposed. BYUN needs to get out here. Okay. BYUN's actually got a deeper defense than you realize, Solar. Get careful, careful, careful. We know how deep this defense is. Solar doesn't. He feels like BYUN's blown his load. BYUN, he's got a bit more there than you realize. Good lift and pull on the SCVs. The Bio trying to defend. He's still got Widow Mines in reserve. And Solar, I don't think you get through this. Good pullback timing. You can't be throwing your Hydras away. Oh, but the SCVs run into the Banelings. BYUN with a bit of a tragic misstep. I also think his drops might have F2'd in the midst of this. And Solar with a really good pullback timing. He's like, okay, cool. Ruined your work account. No worries. I am on 77 workers and 5 base. 77's not the craziest, but still got 5 queens, which is enough to inject and get a few more tumors down, which he does need to focus on those tumors. Like, he doesn't have any in the middle. He's only got them here and 1 active one here. And he's not spreading them all right now. Solar can just split his army half to the right, half to the left. He will be fine. That queen's going to go down. New creep spread will not last long. BYUN's so good at focusing drones with these 2-2 Marines. Ooh, he's going to go even deeper. Now, for those who don't know, a 2-2 Marine, unlike a regular Marine in power armor, wears a 2-2. Much like you would to like a, you know, little like dance exhibition or something like that. Anyways, Marine Marauders hanging out. Nice Widow Mine shots. Really good Widow Mine shots. Ooh, Solar was not ready for that. These Marines really are wearing 2-2s. Hydras and things in trouble. The other Marine's going to drop on the low ground. The drop does get shot down. He gets the 5th hatchery snipe. Dude, I thought Solar had done enough damage to be in a good spot, but he just was not ready for this army coming down this ramp, and he tries to rebuild the hatchery, but he's fighting without Banes right now. Dude, BYUN's gonna get through. Wow. Yippee-ki-yay, mother trucker. BYUN. I thought Solar was in a good enough spot, but I guess he'd exhausted enough units. I mean, this fight was just terrible for him, was it? It's 2-2 against 2-2. Now I just keep hearing 2-2, 2-2, 2-2. Sorry, guys. There's not many Banes. He's only got 8 Banes, so the supply looks decent for Solar, and then you realize he doesn't have many Banes, and he's up 20 workers, which means he's down 20 army. And he doesn't have much creep here. He actually should have given this base up and played a bit more of a counterattack style. And he could have done all right, but fighting here was actually the game-losing mistake for Solar. Giving up your 5th base kind of sucks. But yeah, the Marauders go forwards, the Widowmines land some juicy shots. And then on the right side, he's got so much army for just a few Marines, and he's fighting with like just a vastly outnumbered situation. The Banelings, none of them connect with anything. And then he's kind of rallying into the fight a few units at a time, which is a big no-no. Oh, damn. Solar with some missteps, and BYUN gets to the semifinals.